Welcome back, dear listeners, to the concluding chapter of our haunting tale in the mist-laden town of Oakwood. The stage is set, the players are ready, and the darkness that has plagued this town for centuries is about to face its reckoning. Our story resumes with Maya and Detective Harris, standing firm in the heart of Oakwood, prepared for the ultimate confrontation. The town square, once a place of quiet charm, now felt like a battleground. The fog was thicker than ever, swirling in unnatural patterns as if driven by some unseen force. Maya and Harris stood together, the sorcerer's journal clutched in Harris's hands, its ancient pages a roadmap to their desperate plan. As they chanted the incantations, the air grew colder and the shadows deepened. Suddenly, with a rush of wind and a guttural roar, the dark entity materialized before them. A monstrous shadow, its form constantly shifting, eyes burning with an otherworldly fire, stood ready to consume all in its path. "This ends now," Maya declared, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her heart. She felt the presence of the spirit guide, its calming influence bolstering her courage. Harris, drawing on his training and his newly discovered belief in the supernatural, began the ritual to bind the entity. The ancient words resonated in the air, each syllable a beacon of hope against the oppressive darkness. The entity laughed, a sound that echoed with malice. "You think you can defeat me?" it sneered. "I have fed on the fear of this town for centuries. You are nothing but weak mortal fools." But Maya and Harris were undeterred. As the ritual progressed, the entity's form began to waver, its strength diminishing. Yet just as they thought victory was within their grasp, the entity unleashed a final, desperate attack. Shadows lunged towards them, and the air was filled with a cacophony of wailing spirits. In the midst of the chaos, Maya was pulled into a dreamlike state, a vivid landscape where the lines between reality and nightmare blurred. She found herself standing in Oakwood, but it was different. A twisted version where the skies were eternally dark and the streets were lined with the ghosts of the past. "You cannot win!" the entity's voice echoed around her. "This is my domain!" But Maya stood her ground. "I will not let you win!" she said, her voice filled with determination. She felt the spirit guide beside her, its presence a beacon of light in the darkness. In this dreamscape, Maya realized the key to defeating the entity wasn't just the ritual, but also confronting her own fears. Drawing strength from her inner resolve and the support of the spirit guide, she faced the entity head-on. Back in the town square, Harris was fighting his own battle. The shadows tried to engulf him, but he used the incantations and his sheer will to push them back. He could feel Maya's presence, her strength bolstering his own. With a final, powerful incantation, Harris completed the ritual just as Maya, in her dreamscape, confronted the entity with her newfound strength. The entity howled in rage and pain, its form dissipating into the air like smoke caught in a strong wind. The square fell silent, the fog began to lift, and the first light of dawn broke through the clouds. Maya and Harris stood together, victorious yet wary. The entity had been defeated, but its final words lingered in the air like a dark promise. As they looked around the quiet, peaceful town, they knew that Oakwood's battle against the darkness was far from over, but they had faced their fears and emerged stronger, ready to protect their home from whatever threats might come. And so, dear listeners, our story comes to a close, but the echoes of Oakwood's past will linger. The darkness within has been confronted, but the future remains uncertain. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and remember, even in the darkest of nights, there is always a glimmer of light. Until next time, keep your courage close and your heart strong, for the shadows are never truly gone.